according to Google Analytics and YouTube, we need to start promoting this podcast more and having people share it. So, everybody in the audience, please find your weird uncle who was at the Capitol the other day and send him this podcast. I'm sure he's going to have a great time. And if you are
Did
that.
you know 40?
What?
I was gonna say, did you know 40% of our viewers aren't subscribed?
I would fucking believe that.
I've been hearing so many people do that.
Yeah,
They,
I
like,
don't
pull up
fucking
their
get it.
analytics, and it's like 40% of you aren't subscribed. It's like, well, yeah, that sounds about right for how the internet works.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm one of those people, by the way. Filthy non-subscribers.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. And if you are that weird uncle that had this podcast recommended to you by your patriot niece and or nephew, you're a fucking terrorist. I'm Neith Miss Orion, and I'm a schmo.
I'm Cairo, and I'm a schmo.
And this is the Two Schmoes Show, baby. Yeah! How's everybody doing in our great country where nothing happens?
We picked the hell of a week to take off.
Yeah, thank you, doctors.
Yeah.
Fuck. You think it was because we didn't broadcast that all that shit went down?
I don't know. No. Probably not.
Damn it. Where do we even start? I got one for you. When I first heard about what happened on the 6th, I had this idea for like a very hot minute of changing the background to our podcast to the photos of Nancy Pelosi's trash office, but I thought that'd be in very bad taste.
Yeah. I guess we can, like, I want to say, let's start at the start, but it's like, where does this start?
2016.
How far back do you, like, seriously, how far back do you have to go?
2008, when we elected a black president.
Pretty much. So, on, what, January
6th.
Oh, it feels like I haven't seen you since last year.
Oh, fuck
get that in, by the
you.
way.
Fuck you.
Because it is January now. I just about said December, and I was like, wait a minute, no.
December.
On January 6th, this whole thing kicked off with Trump having a rally outside. I believe it was outside the White House.
Was it?
In D.C. for sure. I'm pretty sure. Featuring esteemed guests like Rudy Giuliani himself.
How did he land Rudy Giuliani?
I don't know.
Go on.
As a part of that speech, Trump, without any ambiguity, said, "We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue and we're going to the Capitol." And after that, exactly that happened. The entire crowd started to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue to the Capitol, where it's hard to even call it a protest. It started as a protest. It did not remain a protest for long. The short of it is a large group of Trump fanatics reached through multiple layers of Washington, D.C. police and Capitol security in order to storm into the Capitol building and generally, cause damage, break a whole bunch of laws. And it's really weird because there isn't a single overarching purpose to this whole thing. It's not like this whole group of people was like, yeah, we're going to break into the Capitol building and we're going to do blank. It wasn't like that. And it was kind of like comedically not like that, because there's some pretty great video coming out of these people who were breaking into the Capitol building, breaking through literally like half a dozen layers of security. And then once they actually got into the Capitol, where, the security wasn't because they were all outside further than that, they're like calmly walking through the pre-cordoned off areas, staying between the red ropes, not going outside the lines. It's like, what are you doing here? Why are you in the building if you don't know what you're doing? But
We're here to
there
make
was a
America great
large number
again.
of, yeah, we're gonna make America great again. How?
Um,
We're gonna make America great again.
it's like those fucking underwear gnomes from South Park.
Yeah,
Step 1, go to
exactly.
DC. Step 2, invade the Capitol. Step 3, question mark. Step 4, America is great again.
Yes. So the problem, though, as if that isn't enough of a problem, is that there was a significant number of people that were doing the exact same thing, only with the very clear expressed purpose of either taking politicians hostage, kidnapping them, or just outright murdering them.
Yes.
There's a number of videos that have been coming out that very clearly show a group of about 8 individuals moving as a unit through the crowd. It's very kind of striking to see this because they're using like military tactics to work their way through this crowd. They're very clearly wearing pretty typical body armor, fully faces fully covered. That's how you can tell these guys mean business, because pretty much everyone at these rallies does not have a face mask on, even though
Yes.
COVID is still a thing, because of course they don't, except for these guys that were very clearly not trying to protect themselves but protect their identities, which didn't always work. We'll get to that in a second. But they came with, what are they called? They had a large number of the zip tie handcuffs.
Yes, I think those are just zip ties.
There's a specific term for them.
Are they? Fuck.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called. Maybe they just call them like zip cuffs or something like that.
But I think everybody knows what we're
Zip
talking about,
cuffs.
right?
But yeah, there was a very clear pictures of a number of these individuals that had these handcuffs, that had body armor, that were armed not just with handguns but with assault style. They're just assault rifles at that point. You're storming the fucking Capitol with a rifle. It's an assault rifle by definition. Doesn't
Yes.
matter if it's a single shot rifle at that point. You're assaulting with a rifle. And thankfully, the security measures that were put in place were enacted long enough that all the politicians could evacuate to a safe place, along with the electoral ballots that they were counting during that session. That's the whole timing of this whole thing, is that while this was going on, the Senate and the House, I don't know if I'm pretty sure they might have been having a joint session, but I'm not sure on that. They were counting the cast electoral ballots that would officially confirm, who was president on January 20th, who would be inaugurated. So, yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
There's been, it's like, where do you go from there? What detail do you get into first? So we'll start with Rudy Giuliani at the rally that was before it. Rudy Giuliani very specifically called for, as he put it, trial by combat. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean.
Trial by fucking combat from that little fucking dwarf.
From Rudy Giuliani. Yeah.
I'm sure
So that
that
was something.
anybody could beat up Rudy Giuliani.
Yep.
Rudy, yeah.
There were reports from one of I don't know if they were a staffer or if they themselves were a representative, but somebody who was a, politician in Congress. There's a report from them on Twitter that the people who had broken into the Capitol did not go to a certain senator's office, instead choosing to go directly to a room that senator chose to use, that they were not listed as using, on a different floor of the building. The person's actual office was apparently pretty much untouched, whereas this room that, to people who were familiar with it, knew this person typically worked, was sort of ransacked and clearly broken into.
Shit.
So there's reports like that seem to pretty clearly indicate that there was some sort of inside element that was involved with this whole thing.
Well,
there's been videos that have come out of police just straight up removing the barricades that they have in place to allow these people to walk in. There's cops taking fucking selfies with some of these rioters.
oh, so co-conspirators.
At that point, yes.
I feel bad for the
And
fucking FBI and CIA.
I don't know. I feel bad for the DC police that were actually doing their job that day.
Oh, you mean the ones that fucking died?
One of them did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I thought there was 2 at this point.
I haven't heard of a second one. I've heard of 5 total deaths.
Yes.
3 of which I know the details of. One, the most notable one, was a DC police officer who was beaten to death with a fire extinguisher.
Fucking barbarians.
Like, there's no other way around that. That's just fucking horrible.
Blue Lives Matter, am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
There was one protester who was shot, apparently, by DC police as they were trying to break into the Capitol, and she died. And have you seen the
Taser balls?
taser meme? Have you seen the meme?
The man who, okay, the fucking
So
guy.
to be clear, he did not take. There is no way for
Okay.
us to confirm that he did or did not tase himself in his balls, resulting in his death. We know that he did tase himself, and that as a result of that, he had a heart attack, but we do not know where he tased himself. The whole tased himself in the balls thing is a meme that started on Twitter, and it's a damn good one.
It is.
But as far as we know, it is just a meme.
I don't let your memes be dreams, kids.
It's such a good meme.
Yeah.
Guy tased himself with his own taser, trying to. What I heard was trying to steal a painting or something, and it resulted in him having a heart attack.
Damn.
Yeah. Since that happened, a number of people have been arrested. Pretty much all of the people who were dumb enough to not only not wear a mask of any kind while committing these very obvious crimes, like not even like crimes of like breaking into this place, but like just stealing things.
Yes.
There's one guy that stole a podium who decided, what was he wearing? He had
the Trump beanie on.
No, I'm thinking of a different guy. Maybe I'm
Oh.
thinking of someone else. But the guy that had the fur hat with the horns.
Oh, the fucking barbarian?
Yeah. Like, can you make yourself a bit more conspicuous?
No.
Because I don't think you can at that point.
How's he going to
Like,
show
what else
everybody
can you do?
How is he not going to show everybody how to fucking I don't know what I was going to get. How is he going to show everybody how fucking patriotic he is if he doesn't look like fucking Conan the Barbarian?
Yeah.
A
So he was
patriotic
arrested.
Highlander.
There was a different guy in a beanie who was stealing a podium with
Yes.
I think it was the House of Representatives seal on it.
Yes.
He, of course, was also arrested. There was another guy who broke into Nancy Pelosi's office, and a crystal clear picture of him sitting in her office with his feet up on her desk made its way on the internet. He has been arrested. There's been something like 13 arrests at this point, which is ludicrously low, but
Yeah.
I have the feeling that this is also a bit of a slower process, given that the DC police called for National Guard support while this was all happening and were refused it for the better part of 2 hours by the Department of Defense.
Thanks.
So yeah,
Yeah. Law and order, am I right, fellow Republicans?
Party of Law and Order. And then some of these congressional pieces of shit have I don't even know what it is. The stupidity? I don't know. They try to call for unity when we start talking about impeachment. Unity.
Because it's going to
After an
make them look
actual
bad.
coup was attempted.
Because it'll make them look bad. They can't afford another Nixon, Kyril. They can't afford another Nixon.
Yeah.
Did you... Okay, so I follow this account on Twitter called Parlay Takes. And it's basically this...
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that part yet.
Yeah. Parlay had a whole bunch of them trying to like find ways to get around being caught. So
Yep.
have you noticed in a couple of the mugshots, those with obvious beards are missing their beards?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, they believed if they shaved their beards, they couldn't get caught because no one would
Yeah,
recognize them
no
without
one
the
would
beards.
recognize them. How could they possibly tell? As someone who just had to shave, okay, so I had to shave this past Friday for work to use my respirator, and while my phone's facial recognition doesn't work quite as good, there is no question about who I am. I have not been mistaken as somebody else. Like, I don't get how someone can be so dumb to think, like, oh, all I have to do is shave and that's it. Like, no. No. And these people are so dumb because, like, the only time that works is when you, like, grow out a beard specifically for the thing, but are known for being clean shaven prior to that thing.
Yes.
If you've always had a beard and then you do the thing with your beard and show your face with your beard, people are still going to know it's you.
No.
You know, I'm waiting for one of these people to, like, shave their head, just go full skinhead,
Oh
and
God.
be like, "How did you find me?"
No, the only
Oh
one I can see being honestly shocked that no that the FBI found him would be the barbarian with the face makeup.
no. Yeah. I had face paint on. How did it work?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh God.
There has been how many so the FBI has been seeking information leading to the arrests of a whole bunch of people, of course. What do they have? Oh, yeah. According to BBC, we have 5 people. 5 people have died, including the one Capitol Police officer. There have been 82 arrests, and DC investigators say they have received over 17,000 tips from the public. There's been a large campaign on various social medias trying to identify these individuals, which is kind of a double-edged sword. Do you remember what happened during the Boston Marathon bombing?
Yeah.
Where Reddit got the wrong guy and
Yeah.
basically ruined their family's life. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And it was one of the probably the only times that you will ever hear me say this, but leave that to 4chan. It's what they do.
fuck. I think we're here because of 4chan. Thank you very much.
We are, but B does a pretty good job of identifying these people.
Yeah.
It's kind of terrifying
I don't
how
understand
effective
how
they are.
one thing I'll never understand about B is like they managed to work some fucking miracles, and I'll never understand how they do it.
Yeah.
They
It's
do.
just the power of a bunch of really dumb people with way too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
It's literally the thousand a million monkeys at typewriters can rewrite Shakespeare. It's literally that.
You're not wrong. In fact, you're quite right.
Um, so aside from the actual attempt to overthrow the government at the Capitol, there were some other things that happened,
Like,
like pipe bombs, maybe.
yeah.
So that's kind of the big one right now. FBI has what they believe to be a picture of the person they believe is responsible for planting. I believe it was 2 pipe bombs that did not detonate for some reason, but were 100% live. They called in the bomb squad to safely detonate them and did so. So they were sort of like real bombs that just hadn't gone off yet, apparently, or something. Um, yeah.
I mean,
At that point, there's a clear level of premeditation to some of these people's actions. I'm
again,
sure there was a lot of people who were taking part in this just spontaneously,
yeah.
but there's a lot that also weren't.
Again, I think I'm going to chalk this up to the same thing that kind of led to the Black Lives Matter riots is that there's a lot of mental anguish in this country and a lot of mental health issues. And it's very clear that we mix that with some of the turmoils of politics. We get really bad shit.
Yes, but there's also very clearly an a not insubstantial number of bad actors that are looking to cause these events to happen as a sort of cover for the other things they're trying to do.
You know, you're not wrong. Yeah, I'll give you that
Yeah,
entirely.
because so far, all of these events that have escalated because something has been provoked at some point.
Yeah, obvious provocation.
Yeah, these aren't just like, oh, we're going to go and riot. No, something else happened before it gets to that point. In this case, the president told them to.
Listen, man, I was just doing what the president said.
Yeah, like straight up. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
Wasn't it Pence that tried calling in the National Guard and then Trump like vetoed him out of it?
I believe I heard something like that. I don't know. I can't confirm it. I
Yeah.
do recall hearing something similar to that though. The mayor of DC, I'm pretty sure it is, specifically did as well. Called the National Guard through whoever the hell it is, the Secretary of Defense, acting Secretary of Defense, like multiple times requesting additional support, multiple times turned down.
What a bitch.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull this up. Maybe I'm wrong as to who it was. Secretary of Defense. Um, who is the current? The current acting Secretary of Defense is Christopher Miller, who took the position November 9th, 2020. Um,
Oh.
and as I recall, his predecessor was pretty specifically removed from the position because he at some point said that he would refuse to do exactly what Miller did in this case.
What? You not provide aid
Yes.
to our fucking capital?
Yes. Pretty
Holy
much.
shit.
This is also a very interesting spotlight into the role of Secretary of Defense. There's how is this organized? Took office, left office. Weird. Um, so if you look back historically through secretaries of defense, almost exclusively outside of very rare circumstances, they serve for at the very least years at a time. Under who is that? Under Bush, Donald Rumsfeld served for 5.5 years. Under both Bush and Obama, Robert Gates served for 4 years, replaced by Leon Panetta, Democrat. Um, Chuck Hagel, a full year. Ash Carter, a full year. Mattis, who started the Trump administration, served in the position for almost 2 years before they've had, geez, one, two, four acting secretaries, including Patrick Shanahan, who served for 170 days, Mark Esper, who served for 20 days, Richard Spencer, who served for 8 days, followed by Mark Esper, who was confirmed, served for a year and 100 days, and now Miller, who has served for 62 days, and who we know will serve for a total of 79 or 71 days.
I mean, 9 more days, a lot can happen, man.
Oh, yeah, as we're seeing.
Fuck.
I saved this because I thought it was really interesting. All 10 of the living former defense secretaries had put out a declaration a week ago that the election was over. This is a joint letter signed by Dick Cheney, James Mattis, Mark Esper, Leon Panetta, Donald Rumsfeld, William Cohen, Chuck Hagel, Robert Gates, William Perry, and Ashton Carter. All of them saying the election is over, the Electoral College has voted, and issuing it as an attempt, at least, to subvert what Trump and his cronies had been up to recently.
What a fucking mess. Oh, and let's
When you
not.
end up on the wrong side against, Cheney and Rumsfeld,
Yeah.
you've gone pretty damn far.
Cheney.
Cheney
Cheney.
and Rumsfeld. Rumsfeld was just as much of a piece of shit.
Yeah, but I feel like Cheney is obviously the bigger of those two to the public.
Yeah, probably.
Cheney had a movie made about him.
It's true. It's a good movie too.
I still need to see it.
Following that, Twitter finally suspended Trump's account. At first for 12 hours, and then when he proved that he still couldn't handle himself, they now permanently banned him.
And everybody was doing the fucking Ewok dance all over Twitter.
Yep.
It
And it's been kind of hilarious watching it. Sort of like it's like whack-a-mole.
Yeah, because he keeps finding new accounts.
Yeah, and then they're just like, no, get off. They've been doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then, of course,
one good one I think came from, I don't know if it was the official White House account, but it was one of the semi-official White House accounts where it was like one tweet from Trump and it was immediately just like, boom, gone. Get out of here.
I remember there was the Team Trump account, which got like 3 tweets in before it got taken down.
Yep. There's been a number of other people who have been removed as well from various social medias.
I think Rush Limbaugh got kicked off.
Yes, Rush Limbaugh. Oh shit, I can't remember his name. The Breitbart guy, Bannon, had his podcast and channel removed from YouTube. Yeah, there's been quite a few of things like that.
A fucking journalist that won the Medal of Honor from the president is no longer on Twitter.
Yep.
Was kicked off Twitter.
Yep. No, he was canceled.
Oh fuck yeah, hell yeah, man.
We'll get to that in a second.
Problematic.
But following that, yeah, there's been a number of other social medias that have followed the same suit, and now Amazon Web Services has declared they are no longer hosting the conservative social media site Parlay.
What a story arc. We come back with Parlay, and here we are at its end.
They say that they will be back up within a week, but...
Ooh, no, I saved a tweet from the owner Parlay today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think it was his official statement about what's going on. Okay, yeah. From John Mateze, I think that's Mateze, Matze.
Who knows?
This is from Parlay itself. Thank you, Parlay Takes, on Twitter for giving me all these great screenshots of his meltdown. I wanted to send everyone on Parlay an update. We will likely be down longer than expected. This is not due to software restrictions. We have our software and everyone's data ready to go. Rather, it's Amazon's, Google's, and Apple's statements to the press about dropping our access has caused most of our other vendors to drop their support as well. And most people with enough service to host us have shut their doors to us. We will update everybody and update the press when we are back online. Parlay is my final stand on the internet. I won't be making an account on any social. Parlay is my home. See you soon. Waving hand emoji.
Welcome to the free market.
Fuck. You get 3. You get 3. That was perfect.
It has been so good watching the entirety of conservative Twitter just dissolve over not understanding how this works.
It's
between them
Orwellian.
just not understanding how the First Amendment works and how it doesn't apply to businesses, to not understanding how the whole wedding cake thing, the whole gay wedding cake thing, is what directly allows for this to happen.
Yes.
It is beautiful.
I love it when people keep comparing it to 1984 because I'm currently reading that book.
Yeah. No, my favorite one is the actual, I believe, senator who tried to compare this to Jim Crow era laws.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Bitch, what?
Yes.
Are they implying it's worse to be conservative than it is to be black?
Yes. And he came up with a follow-up tweet that he was like, of course Jim Crow laws were worse, but... Like, no.
There's no but.
There is no but here.
You
You are
don't
not
compare
being
something.
discriminated. You're not being discriminated against because you belong to a certain group. You're being discriminated against because you broke their terms of service. These are not laws that are being passed. These are companies you are interacting with who have decided they no longer wish to interact with you.
Free market, bitch.
Ugh, it's amazing.
It's quite the meltdown. Uh, I don't know what else to say about it because it's like fucking Star Wars. At once, I heard a million voices scream out in pain, and then suddenly silenced.
Yep. So from there, what else? What else has happened? There's been more. I'm missing something here.
Yeah, I'm looking up on Twitter right now to
Oh,
see what
right.
everybody's. What?
Yeah. So today, the House of Representatives has started the process for filing articles of impeachment.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of there's there's not a couple. There's a lot to go over just with that. So we are, of course, at this point 9 days away from the inauguration of President Joe Biden.
Yes.
It has been there's a lot to go over with that because there's talk on various social medias about another riot and or coup attempt on the 17th of January. I don't know how legitimate that is, who can, but the inauguration date itself is of course a very clear target for terrorist acts.
No kidding.
Yeah. As a result of that, they have already announced there's going to be a number of traditions that are being skipped this year, including, I don't know what it's called, but the part where the president elect basically walks like the length of the mall to get to the event itself. They're, of course, not going to do that. That is like stupidly high risk. And I wouldn't be surprised as a result of this if those kinds of traditions are just removed altogether due to the risk involved with them.
Oh shit. Okay, I just got an update.
Okay.
News media update. Cumulus Media, who are the people that are the employers of Ben Shapiro, Dan Boingo, and Mark Levin, have told all on-air personalities to stop suggesting the election was stolen, or they'll get fired immediately.
Wow. Good.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I'm
How
sure they're scared shitless of being kicked off of their hosting sites as well.
I was about to say, how do you like that for fucking censorship?
As a quick sidebar,
Yes.
it has been ridiculously hilarious seeing people talk about this in context of cryptocurrency, decentralizing things. Because have you seen any of this?
No.
So, oh my god, it's so dumb. I saw like three people on a comment like way down a thread in Twitter that brought this up where they were talking about it was in the same thread as the Jim Crow bullshit. They're like, this is the reason why cryptocurrency is so good. It's because it's decentralized. And for one, it's decentralized from the government. There are still cryptocurrencies that are owned by corporations the same way a stock is. Just in the same way that the internet is already decentralized. The government does not own the internet. They can monitor it, but they don't own it.
Yes.
Companies like Amazon offer hosting sites, servers, the physical space that the website resides on, and that allows it to be accessed internationally. It's already decentralized. You stupid cryptocurrency people, why are you still around? It's very frustrating seeing people that stupid. Because especially with cryptocurrency people, they always act like they're smarter. You know?
Oh yeah, no, because they think they're fucking playing
They
against the
think they're
rules.
they do. They think that because they have a decentralized currency that they can't use anywhere, that
Fucking
makes them better somehow.
yeah.
It's like it's the same way as like the people who collect like old magic cards. Like yes, your card is worth Your card is approximately valued at $100,000, but you can't go and buy a cheeseburger with it.
I was actually going to suggest the commemorative coins.
Same thing. Yep.
Yep. I think Bitcoin is pretty much internet commemorative coins.
Basically, just really expensive ones.
Yeah. Fuck.
So,
Oh,
going on from there.
I was actually
What's
about to
that?
say I have some new favorite words.
Oh, go on.
You want to hear my new 5 favorite words?
Yes, please.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. Um holy shit. That happened the same day as the fucking riot, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
no.
So we haven't even talked about that. Georgia had their runoff. We'll get to that after we talk about we finish up with the impeachment because it'll
Yeah.
link up.
Okay.
So today, the House of Representatives started the process to file articles of impeachment. They filed their first briefs that basically requires a unanimous vote for it to just like happen. That, of course, didn't happen. Republican House Representatives member objected to it. So, as I understand it, this was basically just them calling for, or basically directing Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment. That didn't happen. Tomorrow, they go into further debate over the actual articles of impeachment themselves. They've basically been drawn up at this point. We'll probably know definitively tomorrow what it looks like. At that point, it goes to the Senate. And that is kind of where this stalls out. Because from right now, Mitch McConnell is still the uh, majority leader.
Yes.
These Georgia senators have not been sworn in yet. So there's a number of issues that are involved with this. The Senate has already broken through like the end of the month, I think. And I have not been able to confirm this because looking up procedural matters as it regards to the Senate is not an easy thing because most people don't give a shit about them. But as I've heard it, in order to recall the Senate for an emergency session requires a unanimous vote in favor of doing so, which someone like Ted Cruz will not do.
Yes.
So, as I understand it, the prospect of being able to get the Senate to reconvene for any purpose prior to the inauguration is slim. Hopefully, that'll happen. And, the next hurdle is, does Mitch McConnell even allow this to be heard? Which I think at this point he probably will. Usually, there's been a handful of Republican senators that are sort of like, yeah, these people kind of wanted to kill us. That makes it personal. Let's
Yeah.
do something. It kind of changes the math a bit for him. So there is that. On the other hand of it, we did just have the Georgia Senate runoff election, which pretty definitively turned Georgia blue. We have, in like the ultimate comeback story, by the thinnest of fucking margins, both of the Senate seats that were up in Georgia have gone to Democrats. Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff will be senators from Georgia, which is amazing.
This is
Puts the
bizarre.
Senate. It is. It puts the Senate at technically a 50-50 position right now. If I remember right, there is technically 48 Democrats, registered Democrats, 50 registered Republicans, and 2 independents that have historically been siding with the Democratic side as of late.
Mhm.
They have already broken from the Conservative Party prior to this election for their own reasons, pretty obvious ones. So it looks good. It looks like some good prospects at this point. There was a statement put out from the Republican senator from Alaska, of all places, very surprisingly, who basically said the same thing. Like, if this is the direction that the Conservative Party is going, I will not be going there with it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So It is a 50-50 right now, which could lead to a number of situations where the vice president actually does have to give the tie-breaking vote, which would be very interesting to see over the next 4 to 8 years. But regardless, there's a majority on the Democratic side in the Senate now. So if the governor of Georgia can swear in these two Georgia senators prior to the 20th, that would be another path, because then Mitch McConnell will be out as majority leader. New majority leader will be put in place. I think it's Chuck Schumer is the minority leader for the
Yes.
Democrats right now.
Yep.
And then it would be up to him to move forward with that.
So when are the Republicans going to start all that winning they were talking about?
Um, eh?
Eh.
I'm sure there's some primaries coming up they can grasp at themselves for.
I don't know, man. It's a rough time to be a Republican right now.
Yep. And I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. It's the
Yeah,
thing. They've done it to themselves.
it really is. It's like
There's no two ways about it.
this is a fucking Icarus flying too high, too close to the sun.
Yep, for sure. And Pence, for what it's worth, has made it pretty clear his disapproval of the current actions. Um, it's just a question of whether at this point he has the spine to follow through with it.
The man really likes his Garfield, so we probably won't find out today because it's a Monday.
I hate Mondays.
Yeah.
Yeah. This does actually bring up the 25th Amendment itself, which is a whole other bag of worms, as to whether or not the vice president and the cabinet can actually remove the president from office. There's a question of whether or not that legally can happen. As we understand the process today, the vice president and a majority of the cabinet, which is the which is really confusing because do acting members of the cabinet count? Do they not? We don't know. As I understand it, acting members do not have that right because that is outside of their purview as an acting cabinet member. Of the confirmed nominated cabinet members, there's a ludicrously small number of them compared to a normal presidency. So getting that strict majority might be easier than normal or than past presidencies, maybe. It's a lot easier to convince 5 people than 15.
Wait, I thought okay. Little rewind back to some of the
Yes.
nominees. Wasn't there a
Yes.
nominee for like one of the Senate positions in Washington that was part of the riot?
I don't think so.
I thought I heard something about that.
So there was a recently elected, I don't know if he was recently elected. There was a senator from West Virginia
That's who I'm thinking of.
at a state level.
Yeah.
Yep. He was directly at these riots and has, I believe, since resigned. He was either resigned or removed. He's no longer a senator. On the other side of it, though, in DC, wouldn't be good old Republican hypocrisy without Ted Cruz, right? Ted Cruz and Senator Hawley, I think from Haw, Haw, Hawley from Wyoming, have been the chief pieces of shit lately in the Senate. Cruz for obvious reasons, Hawley for similar ones. Both of them are graduates, I think, of Yale. Yale or Harvard. They're from the same alma mater. But both of them have had calls basically to be disbarred and discredited.
As they should.
Yeah. They have been pretty. They have not been directly in support of the riots themselves, but their actions have not exactly been ambiguous as to where they fall on either side. So the 25th Amendment, though, is where we're at with the impeachment process right now. It's a process of this. It's a part of this process where if the vice president and the majority of the Congress make it clear that it's something like it's generally under the idea that the president, due to some medical condition, is unfit to hold office, to continue to hold his position, this majority of his own cabinet can remove him from that position, at which point the vice president would immediately take over as president.
Yes.
There's a number of issues with it. Went over a few already. But the big problem is whether or not that applies in an instance where the president is not physically unfit to do his job, but is instead doing his job in a way that is directly detrimental to the health of the nation, right? There's some contention of whether or not that actually applies in this case, if that's even a consideration. Either way, if Pence wants to do this, I'd be surprised if he does, and if he can get a majority of people to side with him, I'd be surprised if he can make that known to the House of Representatives, I believe, is who he has to give that directly to. At which point, they, and like I don't know, I don't know what the right word for it is. He becomes president at that point.
Yeah.
The president can then come back and say, "No, I am perfectly fit to carry out my duty." I believe there's then a hearing that has to happen in the House to determine whether or not the president is fit. The short of it is that that whole process takes more time than there is left in Trump's presidency.
Shit.
So it would be a means to effectively remove him from office, even if it would not long term do that in a normal circumstance. It's like, you know, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the red string going all over the board, and
Oh yeah.
it's literally like that, trying to tie all of these various things together.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from there, we get to some of like the indirect results of what have been happening here. So Trump has had his what the hell even is this? The U.S. PGA Championship in 2022 was planned to be held at a Trump golf course, which is now not going to happen. He was also very specifically contacted by, I believe it was Ireland or Scotland. I'm pretty sure it was Ireland, where he has another golf course. Basically said, or was basically told that they would not allow him to, I guess, flee the country by going to his golf course. He basically cannot enter the country of Ireland at this point, which is pretty funny. And this whole thing is pretty interesting because if Trump's golf courses are no longer professionally accredited, it's going to lose a lot of business.
I feel like this is going to really fuck his business.
Yeah, this is like one of the last legitimate businesses that he actually has. Aside from that, the New York Bar Association has launched an investigation into removing Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani from their membership.
As they should.
As they absolutely should. What's her name? Sidney Powell, I think.
Oh, shit.
The Kraken lady.
Yeah.
Has also had multiple investigations launched into her to have her disbarred. These seem very likely to be successful. There's the question at the core of these as to whether these lawsuits that were being filed were being done so legitimately with the intent to win them. And it doesn't seem, it's very clear at the surface level that they are not. And an investigation should only confirm that.
Isn't Sidney Powell also getting sued by Dominion for slander against them?
Oh, yes. For the tune of something like $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
And they have come out and said very publicly that they will not settle. So, yeah. And that one also seems very likely to be successful. Whether or not they get that full amount is questionable, but...
she's already lost all the cases against them, so it's like...
Right. Yes. And then she keeps filing more.
Yeah. That's more evidence they're going to have against her in court.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my favorite ones is the excuse me. Someone filed a lawsuit against Vice President Mike Pence, basically arguing that he was failing to do his constitutional duty. I don't remember the details of this one. Let me see if I can find it. Because it was weird. It was dismissed almost immediately. Go away, the Times. I don't want you. Forbes will let me look at their website.
Forbes is
Because
the cool
Forbes
uncle.
They actually kind of are, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was January 4th. Oh my god, what is this ad? Holy shit, that was a horrible ad. Okay, right. So this is contrived as fuck. But they were arguing that Pence was failing to do his constitutional duties as vice president by not rejecting the electoral votes prior to them being counted in Congress.
What a bitch.
This was dismissed immediately out of hand. And let me see if I can find it here. There was a pretty good follow-up that was brought in this. This is a good line that sort of sums it up. The legal errors underpinning this action are manifold. No effort to even many of the defendants are making no effort to even serve their adversaries. Something like that. It's just like it's very clearly wrong.
Yeah.
The undermining of a democratic election for president of the United States. Yep. And it brings the total number of post-election lawsuits brought by the Trump campaign that they have lost to 61.
Damn.
Yep.
I'm really curious what Trump is doing right now to occupy himself without Twitter, without any lawsuits.
It's a good question. I have the feeling that he's probably just like curled up in the fetal position at this point.
He's Googling how to instate martial law.
Yeah. I saw people talking about it. How do I do that? That sounds perfect.
Q, where are you?
Yeah. What was the other part? Wasn't the Q guy like turned away by his own group or something?
Yeah. And now I heard they were like broken in half for a little bit because they had a new guy on the inside called E, who was apparently picking up where Q left off. It's such a clusterfuck, man. QAnon is like the hardest drama to follow.
It is. Because it's all dumb and doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I don't know how they even come up with some of this stuff, man. Like, there's this little thing called logic most narratives follow. And, like, the only logic they follow is that there's a 4D chess they don't understand. And because they won't understand it because it's so smart, they won't bother to understand it.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise, when you don't understand something, you can't fucking explain it.
Yep. I think that about covers that pile of shit.
Really.
So let's get into some
53 minutes in, and we finally covered all that.
Yeah, let's get to like the other news because the world didn't stand still while this happened.
Surprise.
The big one, of course, being that the Georgia runoff elections happened. And
Yeah.
Georgia went blue for both Senate seats and the presidency.
Yes.
And both of the Republican senators who are running in this have conceded the election. So there are no recounts. There's nothing at this point. It's done. That's amazing.
Yes.
It's absolutely unbelievable to see, like Stacey Abrams in particular deserves so much credit for this. The amount of work that she put in over the last 2 years leading up to this moment, it can't be understated. Absolutely amazing person who just did amazing work. She is responsible for what we're seeing right now.
Really?
Yeah. So she was the candidate for governor in Georgia on the Democratic side in 2018 and lost, even though she absolutely should not have, because of how badly just mangled Georgia's uh, just everything is. She lost, and it's like there's a direct line that you can make that connects the dots between her losing to her getting as many people as she possibly can signed up to vote in Georgia and voting in the election to the extent that it turns it blue, just doing everything that she can to rail against voter suppression in her state. And it worked. She had an axe to grind, and it came, it worked.
God
She's on
bless
top now.
America.
And she's a pretty damn good shoo-in for winning the governorship the next time it comes around if she chooses to go for it. Okay. Non-politics news. Okay, this one, we'll do this one real quick because there's technically politics, even though it's not.
Oh no.
Idaho lawmakers have filed a suit saying that returning to their state capital amid COVID-19 violates the ADA.
What's the
It's very
ADA?
interesting. The Americans with Disabilities Act.
Oh, okay.
There's two Idaho state lawmakers, both Democrats, have filed a suit against the Republican State House Speaker, saying that he has violated the Americans with Disability Act by forging ahead with the legislative session scheduled to begin today without providing them an option to participate remotely in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. They're arguing that their respective health conditions puts their lives at risk if they were to contract COVID-19 and that they have not been given reasonable accommodations as required by the ADA. So yeah. Okay, moving on from there.
Yeah.
California had a jailbreak.
What?
Yeah. 6 inmates are currently on the run after breaking out of a California jail over the weekend using an improvised rope.
What's a fucking improvised rope?
I have no idea. There's not a ton of details on this, but the inmates, it's 6 men, including Fabian Cruz Roman, 22, charged with murder, and Andres Nunez Rodriguez, and Gabriel Francis Coronado, who were both charged with attempted murder.
An improvising rope. I don't.
Yep, they improvised a rope.
I just don't understand how you fucking improvise a rope. It's either a rope or it's not.
Well, they probably made a rope-like device using other materials.
That's like fucking saying food-like product.
Yep. Fugitives are thought to have managed to get onto the roof of Merced County downtown jail in Central California and used braided sheets to escape. The guards did not realize the men were missing until the next morning.
What chads?
This is an interesting quote. They're not going to be out there trying to sell Girl Scout cookies. They're going to try and get away from this area, I believe, as fast as they can.
But I really want their pecan sandies.
Right?
Fuck.
Give me some simoleons in this bitch.
Simoleons, dude. Okay, we need to do a Girl Scout cookie tier list one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
Because Thin Mints deserve some love. So yeah.
Yeah.
Buy Girl Scout cookies from your local prisoners.
Please do.
I'm pretty sure
They
Andrew
need the help.
Cuomo came up with that idea, if anything.
In Indonesia, Sriwijaya, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Sriwijaya. I think it's Sriwijaya, something like that I am butchering horribly. They had a plane go missing. Believed crashed. They are finding wreckage. They have found wreckage. The flight data as it happened showed what appeared to be a very fast descent, like thousands of feet in a minute. Just pretty terrifying stuff.
Yeah.
Disappeared 4 minutes after takeoff over water. There's been some question as to who would potentially be responsible for this. They are searching for the black box of the plane to know better, but it is a budget airline which has been uh, not exactly in high regard. There is a report from a few years ago that was basically saying how they didn't meet the standards they needed to. So, uh, while this is a Boeing 737 that did crash as a result of this, this is not the same plane as was involved in prior high profile plane crashes. This is not the 737 MAX. This is a different variant of the 737.
Hmm.
So, yeah, there is a lot of questions to go over still. But do you remember how much noise was made about the first plane that went down, the Lion Air one? It just
Yeah.
disappeared
Yeah.
compared to this, which is basically the exact same situation, but just almost nothing.
Apparently Parlay has just drafted a suit against Amazon.
I'm sure they have. For
Yeah.
what? What are they suing them for?
Good question.
I'm sure I can look this up.
Censorship. Violating our First Amendment rights by not serving us.
I can't imagine. Wait, antitrust? According to Reuters, Parlay is suing the tech giant, accusing it of breaking antitrust laws by removing it.
The fuck is. Okay. How does that violate antitrust?
I don't know.
You don't trust us enough, man. We wouldn't incite
Apparently, the
violence.
president doesn't even have an account on Parlay.
Oh, yeah. I heard.
So Google and Apple did the same thing. Parlay, their app is no longer available on the Google Play Store or the iOS Store. App Store? They just call it the App Store. Something like that.
The day Parlay comes back will be a dark day. What else do we have in the news?
Okay. This one is interesting. Golfer Justin Thomas has issued an apology for uttering a homophobic slur during a major tournament. So he was lining up a putt and he missed, like just barely. He fucked up.
Yeah.
He made a mistake. And as he apparently has a mic on him, and as he was walking up to, tap it in after he missed his first shot, he said a word that starts with F that is a homophobic slur.
Oh,
Which
shit.
doesn't make sense. Like, is he
12?
using that to call the ball that slur? Like, what? Like, you'd expect somebody to just be like, fuck.
Yeah, fuck.
But no, he used a homophobic slur, and he's had to issue an apology. And he was hot mic'd at the time on live TV.
Why would you hot mic someone who's in the middle of a competition?
Well, they do it all the time in sports now. It's
Really?
not that expensive. Yeah.
Huh. I just think you
You
would
know,
want them to be like in the zone and let them do their own thing without having to worry about what they fucking say.
well, clearly this person was in the zone because they forgot they were hot mic'd.
Shit.
You see it a lot of times with. I haven't seen it in golf, but in fairness, I don't watch that much golf. In football, though, where you have mics not necessarily on the person, but that are good enough and near enough that you can still hear what they're clearly saying.
Yeah. I'll
I'm
see
pretty
that.
sure this is a situation like that because he
Okay.
just kind of muttered it under his breath, but they they very clearly picked it up.
What the fuck?
Yep. Uh,
I don't know. Golf is such a mundane sport.
yep. It isn't. It isn't. It's one of those things where like I like watching highlights because there are some legitimately impressive things that happen sometimes.
Hmm.
There was one shot that this guy made that was like I don't even think it was maybe it was a hole in one. I have no idea. It was insane. It was like just completely insane what this guy did. Just pure skill and athleticism. And it's just like, damn, I can respect that. But yeah, like actually watching golf is so boring.
Yeah. Like I don't know, man. I cannot see myself getting into golf. I can get more into chess than I can golf.
Mhm. What about putt putt?
Putt putt. Yo,
Putt
fuck.
putt.
If they had like professional large scale like mini golf courses, I'd watch that. Like,
Um, I hate to tell you this.
yeah.
They have that. It's called golf.
No. No. No, I'm talking about with all the attractions and all the weird shit.
I know. Large scale mini golf courses though. It's like, what's large mini golf?
Large mini golf.
Large mini golf.
I know what I said. I love it.
There's actually a mini golf course on Mackinac Island I've been to a few times. It is really nice.
Really?
It's like it's not like a fun place. It's like a relaxing place, and they have a full service bar. And it's more like it is literally a small golf course in the way it's set up. And it is really nice to like just get a drink and go fuck around playing some miniature golf.
You see, I want just a fucking large scale like mini golf course that is
Yeah.
just like got the dumb shit, like the clown that sticks his tongue out at you. I want to see like an
Yeah, yeah.
old man get really fucking raged up at that clown and start bludgeoning it with his golf club.
No, I get that. Um in other non-golfing news,
Damn.
the Grammys.
The Grammys. Fuck, I forgot about those.
The Grammys were postponed.
Good. Maybe they can reevaluate their nominations.
I'm kind of I don't know. I get it. They've postponed it because of COVID, of course. Makes
Mhm.
sense. But like just have them virtually, you know, like the Oscars did.
I forgot there was
New date
Oscars.
is what's that?
I forgot there were even Oscars.
Yeah, right. Well, and they did it mostly virtually, where some of the groups of cast isolated together before the event, so they could be together when it was announced.
Yeah.
Um, but like something like that, I think that's kind of cool. In this case, they have delayed it until March 14th, which I can't imagine that's going to do anything.
I'll forget about it. I guarantee it.
Yep, probably. I wish they would just like. I get wanting to have like their party part of it because that is a part of it, but like I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I just want to know who won. Just on the 31st, just publish your list of who won what.
I mean, it doesn't matter if there's not performances this year. I'm going to say most of those people
Seriously,
suck.
it doesn't.
I only watch the
Well,
Grammys to rip on the performances.
exactly. Just say who won what and let everyone go on their way.
Post some bad performance highlights or whatever. Fuck. What do you
Yep.
think the worst Grammy performance you've ever seen is?
God, the Miley Cyrus one.
Which one? There's like been
Let's see if I
several.
can find it.
Mine's the Metallica and Lady Gaga one from a couple years
Okay.
back.
I don't remember that one.
Oh shit! You and I were watching it together too.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like Metallica's new album, and Gaga showed up, and like the mic cut out halfway through, so like Gaga and James Hetfield were trying to share the same mic, and they couldn't balance properly. There was fire all over the fucking place. It was a mess.
Oh. Yeah, maybe I blanked it out. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong. Oh no, I'm not. I'll send you a picture of this one. This is 2013 Grammys. Oh, this is the VMAs. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Let's
But
see.
it was gross.
Oh fuck! I remember that.
Yeah. Apparently that's the VMAs and I got them mixed up. But that one was
That's still awful.
bad.
Was that the
terrible.
one where she grinded up against Robin Thicke?
Yes. I'm deleting that. I don't want to have to look at it. It's just gross. It was awkward. She was like so thin at that, not skinny, like thin. Like
Yeah.
you could see her hip bones thin. It was gross. It was not good.
It was an assault on the human body and everything that Renaissance artists tried to make beautiful.
Yeah, totally. So while we were away, I watched a movie.
Shit, fam. What?
I saw Wonder Woman 1984.
So was Big Brother there? How'd you feel about the plot twist of O'Brien being with the Thought Police? Um, yeah, motherfuckers, I actually read the book. Fucking come get me.
Yeah, it was not a good movie.
I heard it's very awkward.
There's just shit that doesn't make sense.
Like what?
Okay, so the like we'll just get into spoilers now. It's been out for 2.5 weeks at this point. You
Yes.
know, it's on like streaming services. If you want to go watch it, go watch it. At this point, there's not an excuse anymore. The entire point of it is that there is some wishing stone that is a powerful artifact similar to her lasso, in that it is imbued with power by a god and put into the mortal world. And historically, the idea is that the wishing stone was seen in many great civilizations just before they collapsed, like Rome. You
Okay.
know, oh, look, here's a carving of Alexander the Great with the wishing stone, and then Rome collapsed. Oh no. And they go through a bunch of stupid shit like that.
Did
Tries to
someone
tie in all of these like civilization collapses, like the Mayans and the Aztecs and all that shit.
did someone wish for Julius Caesar to fucking get stabbed?
Probably.
Okay, that explains Rome.
The sort of, I don't know if I want to call it a plot twist.
Oh my god, no. What if the Mayans wish for new friends and new trading routes?
Wish granted.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of the wishing stone, though, is that it is literally a monkey's paw in that you wish for a thing and it will give it to you, but it will take what either it's like it'll take your most prized thing or like what you value most. I think that's what they call it.
So
What
it's
you value
fucking God from
most,
Full Metal Alchemist.
pretty much. So, in the case of Wonder Woman, she comes across the stone and she wishes for her World War One boyfriend back.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. What the
And it
fuck?
comes over the movie, it becomes apparent that it has come at the cost of her powers. She starts to lose her powers.
Oh my god, they are not doing that fucking storyline.
Yes. So she gets her boyfriend back, but he's in the body of someone else, so he doesn't look like him at first until she's like, "Oh my god, I know you." And then it switches to the actual actor, but it's really fucking awkward because it's not him.
Yeah.
It's just him inhabiting someone else's head.
Oh.
From there, they do have a pretty interesting interpretation of Chitara, I think it would be.
Okay.
She ends up being one of the major opponents in this. It's a who even plays it? Pull up the cast real quick. Kirsten Wiig. Kristen Wiig plays Barbara Minerva, who plays this awkward sort of sciency person who is really smart and very kind, but awkward and weak, I guess is the idea. And when she gets her hands on the stone, because her and Wonder Woman are both working in the same lab setting, they don't know it's Wonder Woman, but as like researchers. And the stone makes its way in as a part of some FBI sting where they found a bunch of artifacts. So they get it to try and figure out what the hell it is, and they decide, oh, it's probably worthless, you know. And there's a dumb bit, but it does kind of work, where this one guy, she looks up some document about her, and it's like, oh, it says it's a wishing stone or something. And some jackass in the back goes up to it, puts his hands on it, and he says, yeah, right. I wish I had a cup of coffee right now.
Ha.
And it's just like ha ha. It's done pretty well. The guy sells the line. It works, and he gets a cup of coffee. But she requests to be like, I wish I was. What was it she said? I wish I was as strong as her, or something like that. Something vague and stupid, because these people have never seen a movie about wishes in their life, apparently. Especially Wonder Woman, who's been alive for like hundreds of years at this point and like is directly related to the Greek gods, and you don't know how this shit works? What?
You know, there's a lot to learn in 100,000 years that could be relayed in like 5 minutes of a movie.
I forgot to mention how it opens.
Okay.
It opens with small Wonder Woman as a child participating in some Olympian Games type things on her home island against, adults. And it comes out that she basically cheats during this because she's like in the lead and then she fucks up and she cheats by skipping a section and then she gets back in the lead and she's first place, but she cheated. So she has to learn something stupid about like how the truth is always better or some bullshit like that.
And she didn't learn this before the first movie?
This is when she's a child. She's very young in
Yeah.
this scene.
But I'm just saying,
So
like, in the first movie,
you
she
would
didn't go.
think we've already established that, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they have to reestablish it. So eventually the stone ends up in the hands of some like fake oil magnet type of guy, very clearly like supposed to be a Trump parody kind of thing,
I heard about
where
that.
he's like, a big TV personality, sort of like you can buy a share in an oil well kind of thing as his shtick, but the oil wells that he's running have dried up. And his main investor comes up and he's just like, no, dude, they're dry. You're fucked. You're broke. I'm done working with you. I'm taking my money with me. And he doesn't wish, like, his wish is that he wants to be the one who makes the wishes.
What? That's so.
Which is kind of stupid,
Yeah.
but it also kind of works out for him. Because what ends up happening is that because he becomes the stone, in a way, he is able to give people whatever they want and then take their most valuable thing from them. So in the case of the guy who just cut him off from the oil well, he starts off really sleazy by having his son wish for him to be successful or something like that, which is kind of gross.
Yeah.
Because it ends up being that the thing that his son valued the most is his father. And he loses his father through the course of the movie, which is kind of dark.
Yeah.
Then he goes to the investor guy who, he's like, I will grant you any wish, just ask for it and I will make it true. And he wishes for something and he's just like, it's done. And in return, I'm going to be taking everything that you own, basically. All of your monetary possessions. And then it works out for like the FBI shows up and arrests this guy for tax fraud or something like that, which is dumb. So that's like the plot, that Wonder Woman has to stop this guy before he brings about the end of the world by people wishing for too many things. And
this movie sounds like a mess.
It gets stupider from there. So her boyfriend is back now. He was a pilot. But he was a pilot in World War I, like 80 years ago. This is, Wonder Woman 84. This is 1984. It's the 80s.
Yeah.
He is like, they have to get from where they are to, I think it's Egypt, something like that. And in order to do that, they steal a plane. He magically knows how to fly a plane from the 80s. He just knows.
He just knows.
He just knows.
I mean, it's not like planes radically
buttons
changed.
And flipping switches, and it just works. And then they fly this short-range, like F-16 type military plane, 6,000 miles without refueling, and then back
without refueling.
Without refueling. They never showed them refueling because they've stolen this plane. It's not like they own it. They can't just stop it at a military base. They aren't supposed to have this.
So, was his wish to become the world's greatest pilot?
He doesn't get a wish.
Well, I'm just saying, a pilot that can just touch any craft and fly it and then not have to fuel it at all, that's pretty fucking ballin'.
It would be. But they steal a plane that he shouldn't be able to know how to fly and fly at a distance that it can't physically fly.
Yes.
And also she makes it invisible. So it's just her invisible jet.
Oh my fucking God, I'm going to punch a window.
It's really dumb. They literally go from her trying, she says something like, I was trying to figure out how my father hid the island from everyone for so long. And I've been practicing. I think I can make the jet invisible so they can't track us on radar. And he's like, okay, cool. And she's like, yeah, I tried it with a coffee cup once, and then I lost the coffee cup. Wait, so she goes from coffee cup
To
to
jet.
a whole goddamn plane.
Was she at least sitting in the middle of the fucking air like the old cartoon, or
No,
oh, fuck you,
they
movie.
just go invisible. They just turn invisible.
If you're gonna embrace the camp, embrace the camp.
Yep. Let me see if I can find a picture of Chitara in this though.
So why I was getting all messed up about the whole them taking away her powers is there's an infamous Wonder Woman story in the 80s. Wink. Where they decided to make Wonder Woman more feminist by taking her powers away, making her all about the fashion, and her whole thing was just knowing martial arts.
Yep.
Yeah, it was bad. Infamous.
Um, so for the character of Cheetah, they
Yes.
give her the full Cats treatment.
Oh God, no.
They basically do the same thing, and it looks like shit. All I can find is like way glamored up images of it or comic book ones. So it might take me a sec. It does not look good, and it's in a very dark scene, so you can't really see it very well. It's not good.
Sounds like they knew what they were doing.
But her face is still, here we go, is still skin tone. So it just looks like shit.
Oh
It's
my
not good.
fuck.
It's gross.
What the fuck am I looking at?
Yeah. There's a bunch of stupid stuff that happens. It ends with the guy who turned himself into the stone hooking himself up to a global broadcasting station. The whole idea with the stone is that you have to physically touch it to make the wish. Yeah.
Yes.
You touch it, you say your wish, it gives you your wish, and it takes your most valuable thing. He gets his way through his influence and his power. He gets his way into the White House and makes himself president. But he doesn't make himself president. He gets the president to basically be, under his thumb, give him all of the power of the president, just short of the name. And conveniently, when he basically breaks into the White House to do this, the president's getting a presentation about some global satellite system that they're setting up. That's its purpose is to be able to send whatever message they want to any TV in the world at any time. And the president says something about how it can touch people. So they use that to have every TV in the world to touch, big fucking air quotes, the world. Like, it's literally a metaphor. It's not literal. That's not how that works. But they give some bullshit explanation about particles. There's particles that go through the air, and it touches them through the particles, and that's how the stone works through the TV.
What the fuck am I listening to right now?
Yeah. Oh, and it gets better.
No, it does
Because
not.
right now, this is all just like stupid shit. Just generally stupid shit. Then we get into the stuff that actually doesn't, it does not make sense in the context of the stupid universe that this movie is setting up. So there's a very clear scene where she's trying to get the lasso of truth around this guy to get him to, have everybody, what do they say? At a certain point, she, gives up her wish. And the idea is you have to give everybody to give up their wish to have the world go back to normal. And no one remembers any of this stuff because, this is 1984. Batman v Superman happens at some point in the near future, and no one remembers any of this, so everybody magically forgets it. But they have to give everybody to give up their wishes. So she wants to get the lasso of truth around the guy so he can make everybody else do it. And she keeps throwing the lasso and keeps getting knocked back because there's this aura around him of all the wishes being granted that stops her from reaching him. And there's this very clear scene of her keeps being pushed back, and she can't have the lasso reach him. And the camera zooms in on the guy's face, and he's like, you'll never get me. And then in the time it cuts to his face, she just magically gets the lasso around his ankle off camera. After they've established she can't get the lasso close enough to touch him. Off camera, it just happens.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And then the movie basically ends at that point. That's it. That's Wonder Woman 1984. Then everything goes back to normal. No one remembers anything. They were literally on the brink of nuclear war. And, oh, nuclear war over. No more problems. Everyone's happy.
Thanks, Wonder Woman.
Thanks, Wonder Woman. You're so the best. You
Where the fuck?
definitely don't need a man for the second time in a row.
When the whole movie was about her wanting a man so bad that she gave up everything for the man.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Except for that whole part that took up the first third of the movie.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie.
You don't say.
I would not rate it as low as like Angry Joe and them did, but it's not good.
What would you rate it out of 10?
4.5.
4.5.
Maybe. It's a fail. It's a solid fail. It's a question of how much has it failed at that point.
Damn.
I will say there are some good parts in it, but not nearly enough to redeem it. There's one good part where Wonder Woman has to give up her wish to have her boyfriend back and get her powers back. And as a part of that, there's actually some really good, actual acting from Gal Gadot, which is a refreshing change.
Oh yeah, she's a great actress.
She is. She's a good actress, and it's nice to be able to see her actually act as Wonder Woman, where she's like genuinely in tears at having to lose him again. It's a refreshing change. I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
There's some good. I don't want to say good special effects. The people who do their CGI, they know what they're doing. I'll put it that way. And there's a good cameo at the very end as sort of like a mid-roll credits scene where excuse me. Shit, I don't know her name. It's a problem. One sec. Who played Wonder Woman on the old TV series?
Shit, I don't know.
There
was an old TV series?
Yeah, Linda Carter.
Oh.
In the original Wonder Woman TV show. So there's a cool mid-roll credit scene where like a big pole that's holding up some lights or something starts to fall down, and it's about to crush like a child in a carriage or something, and a woman who we see from the back, who is cloaked, who clearly has like the gold gauntlets on her wrists, reaches up and grabs it before it can fall on them, and just casually sets this 1,000-pound log off to the side so it doesn't crush this family and their small child. And everyone's just like, oh my god, that was so close. And the mom's just like, wait, I have to thank you. Don't go away, I have to thank you. Person turns around and it's Linda Carter. It's the original Wonder Woman. And they sort of tease this through the movie where Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman makes some mention about how why is she in the US? Well, she was following some rumors of what sounded like another Amazonian that was already in the States, and that turns out to be Linda Carter.
That's a pretty good need.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah,
that's nice. That was well done.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Whole movie.
It's got a little something for everyone.
A little something for including the furries, based off this screenshot you sent me.
Furries don't want that.
Yeah,
that's gross.
Are you sure?
I am absolutely. Do you know how I know?
How? Are you a furry?
It's just gross, but there's no ears.
There's
not
no
even
ears.
Furry. It's just like a bad skin suit.
Yeah, holy shit, you're right. It's like she has like
and it's CG. It's not like a costume. It's 100% CG. So they could have done this. They chose not to.
Fuck, dude, that's like literally. She probably was just wearing a whole bunch of a green suit underneath that, like
right. They should.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
Fuck.
So yeah, that was Wonder Woman 1984. So I would not recommend it. The only way I would recommend it if you're in a situation like I am, where you already have a streaming service that's showing it, and you literally don't care to watch anything else. And it's like literally like, what the hell? I'm not actually paying for this. Why not?
Wait, you have HBO Max?
I do.
Fuck, you have like
HBO,
all the...
I get HBO through my cable.
Dude, you have fucking Ghibli movies on that.
I know. It's nice.
And you watch fucking Wonder Woman 1980 Fur.
Yeah. I didn't say it was a good choice, but it was a relevant choice at the time.
It was a bad choice.
Oh, absolutely.
fuck?
In other movies, there's literally nothing this week.
Yeah. Thanks, COVID.
Thanks, COVID. Unless you want to talk about uh,
Uh, uh,
Beyond Hell
what the fuck is
has
be?
no reviews.
Let's be the first. We haven't seen it. How will they know we're right?
After trying a new version of the drug Changea, Marissa finds herself transported to a dimension in hell where the demon, Belial, latches onto her. Through Marissa, Belial claws his way out from the depths of hell by slaughtering her friends one by one. It's
Hmm.
a bad horror movie.
I would say 10 out of 10. First review of that movie ever.
Oh my god, let me send you a. I do have it pulled up.
What, the movie?
It's in Rotten Tomatoes right now. I'm just gonna send you this picture. This
Dude,
is the cover picture they used for the trailer.
I'm scared.
Show you this will show you what level of this is
Oh.
the level of quality they're on of bad fake blood effects and dark makeup
That looks
and
like a
some bad CG.
toddler did that makeup.
It's bad.
What the fuck?
Yep. Yeah,
Someone
it's not
tried being the
great.
Joker for Halloween and it went horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Is there any movies with like actual actors in them?
No. No such thing.
Oh, there actually is.
Oh shit.
I have no idea if this is actually going to be good or not. There's a movie coming out called The 355. I haven't heard anything about this before, but it actually has some notable actors in it. It has Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o, Penelope Cruz, Dana Kruger, and Fan Bingbing. I do not know. What were you in? Nothing that I know. X-Men: Days of Future Past apparently plays a character called Blink. That has a 90% rating. That was a terrible movie. Have you seen that?
No.
I wouldn't recommend it. It's not that. I guess it's not bad. It's not that good. It's not 90% good. Anyways, this is like Ocean's 11 meets Mission Impossible. 5 women band together to stop a global organization from acquiring a weapon that could thrust the teetering world into chaos. Yup.
I'm sorry, I'm just checking the news to make sure nothing stupid happened while we were covering Wonder Woman in 1984. Because right now, anything can happen.
Oh yeah. Oh, we have a release date for Sherlock Holmes 3, Robert Downey Jr.
Finally.
December 22nd, 2021.
So it's coming out around the same time as Spider Man.
Yep.
Apparently, Kevin Feige said half those rumors are true, half those rumors are untrue about the casting for that movie.
It'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that movie anymore.
Do you follow any like film critique channels on YouTube?
A couple.
Do you know one called The Closer Look?
I am familiar with the name, but I can't say I remember anything about them.
Okay. He had one come out recently for the movie Tenet. That was very interesting.
Okay.
Have you heard anything about Tenet at all?
No.
It's a Christopher Nolan movie. I'll pull
Okay.
it up here. Here's how it did. It didn't do well. It came out this year, which is unfortunate for it. It's at 70%. I don't know why it's that tall. The idea of this is it's a Christopher Nolan movie where it seems like he is, how did he put it? It's like the movie equivalent of Skyrim, where there is not a named protagonist. The protagonist's name is credited. It's played by John David Washington, and his name is literally credited as protagonist.
Oh shit.
Everyone else has first names only. It's super not generic, and it's like an exploration almost into can you make a movie without any real characters in it? You know, like it has characters in the strictest sense, but we know almost nothing about them other than what's happening. It's like 100% plot, 100% action all the time. Can you make a movie around it? And the answer turns out to be no, you can't, because it's not a good movie.
Oh shit.
But in this video essay, it was actually a really interesting video essay to watch, to listen through, because he talks about how this being Christopher Nolan, he said something like, Christopher Nolan would ask the producers of Fox if he could run a 5K, get them to give him $200 million to do it, then shoot himself in the foot and try to do it anyways, passing out halfway through. Because of just how self-abusive he is in his work sometimes.
I love it.
It's a perfect example with this one, where because of the restrictions that he put upon himself for the writing and direction of it, mostly the screenplay side, it just makes it like almost an impossible movie for anybody to follow. So not to follow, but to enjoy.
That's good.
It just doesn't work. But from like a critical perspective, it is very interesting. You know, Christopher Nolan. What the hell? What hasn't Christopher Nolan done? Holy shit!
Um, I really wanted to just piss off everybody and say a good Batman movie, but that's factually wrong.
I thought, did he just do the Dark? No, he did all of them. I
Yeah.
thought the Batman movies were good.
Yeah, I was joking. I just wanted to piss people
Yeah.
off.
Unfortunately, he did do Batman vs Superman as an executive producer. Oh, he did Justice League too as an EP. That's unfortunate.
Oh shit, did you hear Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman?
Really, I hadn't.
Yeah, apparently he's replacing Ben Affleck.
Huh.
I don't know how I feel about that.
There's a CNN article about it.
Cause like I like Michael Keaton. I do. But I don't think he should be Batman anymore.
Apparently, he won't be.
What? Oh.
This is apparently a one-off thing so far. Just a one-off thing just for the movie The Flash.
Okay.
There's no further plans past that.
That I can live with. Because like after
Yeah.
seeing him in Homecoming and as the Vulture, who is not really that much of an active Yeah.
He did a really good job with it though.
Oh yeah, no, he plays like the psychology of a villain really well. But, you know, the Vulture ain't exactly running around blasting people in the face with a bat punch. I like him in these
Right,
slower
exactly.
roles.
Yep, I agree. So having it be like a supporting Batman cameo almost, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Ah. I don't know what else to say about that.
So what is the like plot synopsis for Tenet? A secret agent embarks on the dangerous time-bending mission to prevent the start of World War III. That's literally it. So from what I understand, the entire gimmick of this is that the main character has the ability or capability to see certain events or to like cause certain events to happen in reverse, in like the backwards of what they happened, and from that is able to be an excellent secret agent because he's like, you know, literally seeing things before they happen,
Yeah.
kind of. That's not really it, but that's as much as I can understand from seeing what I've seen. Yeah, it didn't do super well. It doesn't help that it came out during COVID, but it's pretty high sci-fi and almost nothing to speak of in terms of the actual characters.
Sci-fi is such a balancing act.
Yep. They actually, in the piece, he did a really good comparison between this and Interstellar, where Interstellar is a very good film for showing the difference between them because you have, you know, scenes that are just action, but then you also have extended scenes like after the action scene, and Matthew McConaughey is back on the ship watching literally decades of uh, video messages come in for him, and it's just him watching them. That doesn't move the plot at all, but that characterization really helps keep, I guess you could say, like the emotional plot moving, you know? And there's like none of that in this movie.
Huh.
So same thing with Inception, which is in a similar vein to Tenet with sort of high sci-fi concepts.
Well, shit.
What else we got?
I really don't know. I'm strapped for movie ideas.
Yeah, I'm thinking more other stuff.
Oh, what you got? What you got? What you got? What you got?
um, don't know.
You know what we haven't done in a while?
What's that?
Billboard.
Billboard. Yeah, what's up? What's up with that? I actually wanted to talk some music and I forgot about it. I got a new CD for Christmas,
Oh,
and I was. And this has nothing to do with the actual CD itself, but I was listening to it lately, you know, just like on my way back and forth from work. And I couldn't help but think about how drastically the like idea of how music is meant to be consumed has changed in like the last 2 decades.
what do you mean?
Going from like you either hear it on the radio or you have to go out and physically buy something to today where between SoundCloud to Spotify to YouTube, you can listen to anything that you want at any time with basically no limitations for free.
Yeah, you can thank Napster.
Yeah. And it's such a shift in philosophy as to how you listen to the music, because how you appreciate something can absolutely change based on whether or not you paid to see it or not.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, there's actual psychological
Yeah.
phenomenon that if you
Right.
pay money, you
That's sort
grow
of
more
my thought.
attached. Yeah.
How listening to the album, I was like, man, you know, because it's not amazing, you know, and when you have to compete against literally free, how do you do that?
Honestly, it's a debate I've been having with myself lately because for all those who are curious, all my music's free on Bandcamp, but
Mm-hmm.
I've been debating a lot with people about, should I put more value to my work or not and make people pay for it? But
Right.
I still have this idea that if everything's free, what's going to necessarily bring them over, you know? I feel like if people want to support something,
Yep.
they'll support something, but
Yep.
yeah, you see my debate there, right?
Yeah, 100%. It it sort of changes the bar for entry almost.
Oh, fuck.
Whereas before, if you had the talent and you could prove that you had the talent, you had a chance of being able to at least make a name for yourself. But with as accessible as everything is today, people with less talent but more personality can get way further ahead than they could, 25 years ago, say.
I I could debate with you all day about this because I've had so many thoughts about the music industry now with the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love it because personal publishing and whatnot.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's
Yeah,
just a different thing.
I agree. I mean,
The,
I
the,
love
the
being able to.
goalpost has changed.
Yeah, I love being able to say I can make up an album right now and I can post it the same day,
Yep.
and that's a lot of freedom. Because back in the day, it would be like a lot of labels would make you change shit.
Yep.
Do
Exactly.
you know Bon Jovi, right?
Yes.
They would have him record 3 songs and then give the 3 songs to a focus group, and the focus group would choose one song for the album.
I believe it.
Yeah, it
What's the
was.
story? Because I was trying to remember this the other day, but with Nickelback, because I remember Nickelback didn't do it quite like that, but in a similar way where they intentionally made their music from the start to be marketable rather than necessarily good.
Yeah, and then there's the art versus commercial debate with music.
Yep.
Because I'll say this: I think music as an art is not appreciated as music as a commercial.
Yep.
I will
Nope, I
spit
agree with that.
spit facts on that because look at fucking Gundam Style's views compared to Beethoven's Ninth.
Yep.
And then you have a lot of people who claim they quote unquote like music when all they really do is like the lifestyle associated with a song or something like that.
Yep.
And I think you can find that a lot with a certain genre, country. I won't say the name. That's just me.
The genre rhymes with country.
um, but yeah, that's a big thing I've been thinking about lately, especially as someone who makes music and produces music a lot.
Yep. So, do we want the Hot 100 or the Top 200?
Let's do the Hot 100 because I feel like that's the one
Okay.
that shifted the most. I've looked at both so far.
Get ready for Christmas music still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just get this out of the way. Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You is still in the top 10 somehow.
Yeah.
And pretty much all of the classics that you would expect to be on here are on here.
Drake is still on the top 10.
Oh boy.
Fucking Drake. We're gone for how long and he's still fucking in the top 10.
Yep.
The Blinding Lights
I
by
will say that is a difference between modern music and how music was. Is where before, to get on a list like, top 100, Hot 100, whatever, you have to release an album, pretty much.
Yeah.
Whereas today you can just release a single. So rather than having like a big burst of popularity on a list like this, if you're someone like Drake and you're releasing singles, you can just sort of roll that from one to the next, month on month on month.
I really feel sometimes music is more about the marketing at this point than it is about the actual artistry.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Because I feel like you can definitely pull some business shenanigans to get your album out there.
Yep,
And it's a matter of how much money you fucking throw at it sometimes.
totally agree.
So, yeah. Again, I could go on all day about my thoughts towards the music industry. Um, yeah, BTS is on the top 10.
Yep.
Uh,
Have you heard this first place one at all?
never.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I don't know where it fucking came from.
Let me see if I can pull it up here on YouTube.
The only songs I've
What?
heard on the top 10 are All I Want for Christmas Is You, Dynamite, and Blinding Lights.
This website's terrible.
Yeah, you can. I've had to block like eight pull ups right now, pop ups.
So what is this called?
12.
I can't. There, click copy. Mine's at 50 right now.
Damn.
Ad blocker's working overtime right now.
I think I know why we stopped doing this.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be a new music rating system other than fucking Billboard. Something that challenges it.
The number one song is 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. What the hell?
That probably means it's from Vine.
I think it
TikTok.
is.
Yeah.
It seems like it is.
Are we just some. Oh, I'm at 25 pop ups now. Are we just some boomers now?
I think so. Probably.
Fuck. I enjoyed youth.
Who else is on here? The Weeknd, Bieber, BTS, Chris Brown.
Wait.
How does he have a career at this point?
Oh, God, that is Chris Brown. Bruh.
Yep. Dua Lipa. Pop Smoke. God. I feel like such a boomer reading names like that. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, you know what's the weirdest name for me on this list?
What's that?
Some weirdo named Taylor Swift.
You.
Yeah. Who the hell is that?
I don't get how Justin Bieber is still relevant, like at all.
Money
I I
in
don't get it.
in
I
Zoomer
just I
nostalgia.
don't understand it. I've never understood it, and I still don't understand it. I don't get the appeal.
Zoomer nostalgia.
It's not though.
I mean, baby, baby, baby. Oh,
It's just bad music mixed with like bad life. Like any one of his bad life choices should have it should have had him completely fall out of the spotlight, but it
very
just
true.
doesn't.
There are a lot of young artists I don't fully understand why they're still around. They should have taken the easy way out.
Doesn't make sense. Just a bunch of people were bad with money.
Miley Cyrus, I don't understand why she's still around.
Because she's bad with money.
Yeah, probably. Um, Selena Gomez, like the Disney Channel stars who are now on their own.
Yep. Darius Rucker is on the list. Okay, that's interesting.
Hootie?
Yeah. Sans Blowfish. Beers and Sunshine. That sounds very country. But
I
it is
think he
Darius
started a
Rucker.
country career.
What's that?
I think he started a country career.
Yeah, he does his own stuff now.
Yeah.
It is very country. I'm literally like 5 notes in, and it's just like, yep, that's country.
At least he's upfront about it.
Eh. Yeah, very country. Entirely inoffensive. It's not bad.
It's not
I
crack
feel like
of
that
cold one with the boys country.
it's not. That's a lot of country music though. Is that it's not bad. It's just also not good.
It's noise.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look this one up too. At 84, we have Rit Momney with "Put Your Records On."
Momney.
Yes, Rit Momney.
I, I honestly think I've heard this. Yes, I think that's who you think it
Have
is.
you?
Yes. I think I saved this for the show one time and I accidentally deleted it.
It's a cover of Karina Bailey Ray's hit.
Yeah. It is exactly who you think it is.
I have no idea who this person is though.
It's who you think it is.
I have no idea who I think it is though. I have no idea at all.
Oh wait, I'm just
I
dyslexic. Never mind.
No, it's not Mitt Romney.
Yeah. I I'm dyslexia sucks, kid.
Yeah. No, I get that. I would not be surprised if this is a TikTok thing as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it's just a cover of Put Your Records On.
Oh, put your records on. Tell me
It's like,
your favorite song.
I mean, it's a good song, but it's not top 100 in 2021 good, you know?
No, I don't even know how they could modernize it because it's pretty 90s.
Yeah. No, it is. It's basically deconstructed, slowed down, completely new backing.
Of course. Oh, speaking of music and slowed down, when you're listening to like something from more modern lo-fi production, how
Mhm.
do you feel about it when they just like cut out all the instruments except for like a 2 and 4 drum beat and they slowly play the melody?
Um, I don't know. I'd have to listen to something.
Cuz I was
That sounds
listening
pretty.
I was
Doesn't sound good.
I was listening to that Love Mensa I Love You Baby um remix and they do that and it always takes me out of the song.
What's it called?
I Love You Baby. Love Mensa or Surf Mensa, something like that. I'm a boomer.
I don't know. Surf Mesa?
I'll find it. Yeah. Oh, it's ILY Surf Mensa. Mesa. MESA. Anyway, I don't think that covers that great. I think it's calming at least.
It's fine for me. I don't like the vast majority of modern covers of anything older than like 2000 are bad.
Yeah, they're very generic because they think they can
Yup,
just lo-fi it up to imitate that poor sound quality, but then
yup,
they just cover it in the worst parts of lo-fi.
yup. The only ones that I've ever seen that I've ever heard, I guess, that are good are ones that drastically change the original to the point where it's more a sample than a remix.
Agreed.
So yeah, I would agree.
I
For that kind of lo-fi, yeah, that's kind of lazy and bad.
I like lo-fi in the sense that it's of course our genre, like the Zoomer generation kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Original lo-fi is good,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah, that is very
the
less.
accessibility of the genre is what's killed it a little bit for me because so many people just do the fucking same thing over and over and over again because they don't know what they're
Right.
exactly doing.
Any piece of music that has the same bass line through the whole damn track has something wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's way too repetitive. And that goes like all the way down to like just straight up electronic and house music. If someone has an electronic or a house music track and they play the same bass line, that same kick bass kind of thing
Yeah.
for 3 minutes, they've done something wrong. They're being boring at that point.
Yeah.
Like I hope they're warming up or else there's not an excuse.
Kids, there's this thing called the musical form, and it's this amazing excuse to do new things in music and not do the same thing over and over again. Highly
Yeah.
recommend it. Um, yeah. Because a lot of lo-fi, I feel, doesn't even use musical form. They'll have like a
Mhm.
giant A section, the A slightly different, the A again slightly different, and then they'll do the A section that was in its originality but slightly louder.
Have you checked out the channel I posted in the messages chat?
No.
Sideways.
Oh, it's Sideways. Yes, I love Sideways.
Yes. Okay. I found that channel like a week ago ish. It's very good. Very
Yeah,
entertaining.
that's something my girlfriend and I watch a lot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Sideways is quality internet content.
Yep.
100% recommend.
Yep. Same.
My girlfriend was really upset because she knew he was making that large video on cats, but she knew it was
Yeah.
on a musical, and she thought it would
Yeah.
be Hamilton, and she really wants him to do
Oh,
Hamilton.
that would actually be really good.
Oh, I could talk about Hamilton. Man, that's such a good musical.
Yeah. I really liked the Les Mis one that he did.
Oh yeah.
That was very entertaining.
Anybody that is really good at dissecting what makes music work is really good. Quality content in my eyes.
Yep.
There's another one called 8-Bit Music Theory. If you want to learn, like,
Hmm.
it's way more into the nitty gritty of music, but it
Yeah.
teaches how video game music works.
Yep.
Also classical nerd, but that's more classic music.
No.
Yeah. So if you don't know who the fuck Shostakovich is, you might be a little need of research before getting into that channel. What?
Just funny. Just amusing.
Yeah.
That's about all I have for today.
Okay.
I did want to make a mention that AGDQ, I don't know if it's still ongoing. It happened,
Okay.
and it was very entertaining.
That's good. Because AGDQ can be either really good or really cringe.
Someone, I need to watch it still. I only saw screenshots of it, but someone did a Celeste speed run on the seasides with a DDR mat.
No.
Yes,
No
that
way.
sounds amazing.
That's not possible.
I'll see if I can find the VOD. They're still pretty slow on getting them uploaded.
Of course.
I'll see if it's up though, because just seeing the screenshots, it's just like, no, you're not allowed to do that. What the hell?
I I just You ever think you're good at something and then someone does something way better at it?
Yeah. Yeah. He actually got a pretty good time too.
Oh shit. What's his
I'll
time?
drop it. 1441.
Uh 14 minutes.
Yeah. On a dance pad. All C sides with dance pad. He gave a 20-minute estimate too, which is kind of crazy.
I hate everything.
Oh, he's
Oh,
got like a legit one too. This is like arcade level.
oh shit, you're right. It's not just the fucking rubber mat. I'm jealous. There's too much talent in this world and I must extinguish it.
Yep.
Do you want to wrap it up?
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a trip. Half
That
this
it has.
show has been just the capital. In the meantime, though, I'm Miss Orion, and I'm a schmo.
I'm Cairo, and I'm a Schmo.
This has been the Two Schmoes Show. Ladies and gentlemen, don't invade the fucking capital.